are out of the IPL playoffs. West Indies play their first match at the World Cup against Pakistan on May 31st. And that was News Now on TTT. I'm Sandra Maraj. Have a good morning.
Our road to the third STO recertification audit started in 2015. To Amalgamated Security, STO is not just focused on HSE. It is a comprehensive HSE management system which incorporates the fundamentals of our system's design. All our management systems include strategy, safety, security, quality, risk management, competence, training, and awareness. We promote that these are inherent and fundamental responsibilities of all contractors and employees, despite role or title, and everyone is empowered in one way or another to improve systems efficiency. Our organization is spread throughout TNT, so HSE policies and procedures are implemented by way of special employee orientation and one-to-one communication both on and off the field. Preparation for the audit was not restricted to safety and the energy sector contracts. It was a holistic approach to governance using an integrated management system that focused on the well-being of everyone and everything we interacted with, both directly and indirectly, going the extra mile to take care of our environment. Among other initiatives, our HSE team implemented a drivers program which includes an accident and near-miss review committee. As a result, a direct benefit from STO and our HSE management system has seen a significant reduction in vehicular accidents and much greater care of vehicles by our drivers. This is evident from the reduction in associated expenses. Our HSE team maintained focus on STO objectives for 15 months. Management is indeed pleased with the results of the audit and the benefits to the organization.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, Carrie. You're in a good mood this morning.
Good morning, Lisa. Yes, I'm in a fantastic mood. What about you?
Well, I'm good. I'm good to go. And I know somebody who's in an amazing mood. That's Rishi.
Rishi, right.
He's across in Tobago this morning. He finally made it across to Tobago. Good morning, Rishi.
Morning, Rishi.
Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Carrie. It's amazing. I love it here. I can really get used to this life.
You are finally in Tobago, Rishi.
And I say thank you very much for having me here.
Well, you know what? You're going to enjoy it because you have Dragon Boat all this weekend. We are on spot in location and you are there for all the action, right?
Yes, so Dragon Boat event starts this morning at 8 o'clock. And I'm going over to the museum where they're featuring items from Calypso Rose and Shadow a little bit later on today.
Yes, yes.
And then I'm going to another location where I'll be doing some special stuff for TTT. Well, so some exciting things to look forward to.
You sound very excited. You sound on top of the world. Did you get to, are you going to go?
If you see the sunrise this morning, it looks amazing.
I know it. I know it.
I really, I'm not jealous of you guys this morning.
I'm not jealous of you either. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I'm so happy for you as well. I'm happy for you as well. Maybe a tinge of green.
It's just here to go now, right?
Really?
Right, yes, exactly.
Well, hopefully, Carrie, your turn would be sometime next.
Yeah, hopefully.
Absolutely. Is that the
Oh, wow, look at that.
Wow, look at that. Is that
amazing.
coming up over the water just out? That would be the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, on the east coast, right?
In front of us.
Just
Yeah.
beyond Scarborough
You see,
there.
that's what you're missing.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, we have to make it work the next time where the three of us will be across in Tobago, right, Carrie?
Well, that'd be exciting. I really look
I really
forward to
hope
that.
so.
Yeah. And are you going to get some time to go into the ocean, maybe? Pigeon Point, Store Bay, get some crab and dumpling, you know, Tobago.
Definitely. Right after the show, I want to go down and see how things go with the drag boat event.
Yes.
And then I would get going to other parts of Tobago.
Well, speaking about Dragon Boat, I know you have someone very important to have a chat with right now.
Yes, I do. I have Mr. Mike Thomas, who is the president of the International Dragon Boat Federation.
Yeah.
He is standing next to me. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. Talk to you this morning and a beautiful sunrise also.
I know you must be really, really enjoying your life in Tobago.
It's wonderful. The people here are so friendly, they're so cooperative. Anything you ask them is no trouble. It's very, very welcoming.
And as a person from London, you would definitely recommend Tobago and the Magdalena for people to come.
Yes, it would be a place I would tell people to go to. And certainly I know that some of my friends in the UK are very jealous of me being here at the moment. They want to come and race here now.
I think my colleagues are jealous as well, but let's leave them there.
Well, maybe they're also having a good sunrise in Trinidad.
They're inside a studio. But one thing to look forward to is from 8 o'clock this morning, Dragon Boat events will start. What can we expect?
Well, this morning they're doing 1,000 metre races and later in the day 2,000 metre races. So when they actually start these races, they're probably some of the most challenging races they do. And there'll be some great fun out on the water there today, and it'll set the scene because then tomorrow they do 500 metres and following day 200 metre races.
How long are these events going to take today? What is the end time?
Well, it's starting at 8 and due to finish at 4:30, so it's an all-day race. I mean, the crews will, as I say, do first the 1,000 and then they'll go on to do the 2,000. 2,000 metre race will probably take them around about 5 minutes, so it's a long-distance race. Challenging conditions in Pigeon Point will make things interesting.
Yeah, that is something to look forward to, and I'm glad that I'll be there to witness that live.
And great, it'll be great to be there with you, and
You
maybe
see?
we can chat later in the day as things transpire.
What are you hearing from teams?
The teams are having a wonderful time here. We have new boats that have been designed specifically for this championship. They're very seaworthy. The teams feel very comfortable in the boat. So that's the thing about the championship. They're obviously looking forward to racing, but the other thing is that they're absolutely enjoying the island. They think this is a paradise to race in.
They think so?
Yes, absolutely.
How many teams do we have for today?
There are 64 teams here
64 teams.
from 4 countries.
What are the countries?
There is Canada, USA, and then we have a big team from Panama and also a team, obviously, from the hosts.
Of course, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm not going to say my bias. I'm going to leave it right there.
Okay, that's okay.
But yesterday was the opening event in Scarborough.
Yes.
What was that like, and what was the experience for people down there?
For me and for the teams, it felt like it was a carnival. I mean, there was this parade of athletes, and then, I mean, there were obviously the opening speeches and so forth, but afterwards people were just dancing all around this stage. It was wonderful.
Did you get your dance shoes on and dance a little bit too?
Yes, I also got some interviews.
You did?
Yes.
So you see, Tobago, an amazing place to be. So what do you expect as the outcome of this event?
Okay. What is happening in this Pan American Championship is it's growing. It takes place every 2 years, and every time it gets bigger. I mean, there are people here who raced in Puerto Rico 2 years ago, and they come back. And it's an exciting event which actually combines tourism with sport. And that sport tourism dimension of this will enable the sport to grow in this region of the world.
And you're comfortable with what you've seen in this region?
Oh, absolutely, yes. I mean, I think that the Pan American organization is doing a wonderful job of developing the sport here.
What is one thing that you can take away from being in Trinidad and Tobago?
The excitement of the paddlers is the one thing. I mean, you know, we're going to see some intense competition afterwards, but it's friendly competition. Afterwards, they will all enjoy themselves together. The other thing is the friendship and friendliness of the people of Tobago. That is something that will live in my heart for a long time.
And one other thing, nervous or excited?
Sorry?
Nervous or excited for this morning's start?
Oh, I'm very... a little tense, because when you have the first day of racing, there's always the option for things not to work exactly. So a little tense, but very, very excited.
All right, well, thank you very much, Mr. Mike Thomas, for joining us this morning. A lot of exciting action to come at Pigeon Point this morning for the Dragon Boat event. So that is something to look forward to. Lisa, I am really, really looking forward to this, and I'm so happy that you allowed me to be in Tobago.
Rishi, you are such a sweetheart. And I'm looking at you in the lovely Magdalena Hotel, where you are, and people are having breakfast behind you and just enjoying all that sunshine. You're right by the pool, I think. That's where you are.
Yes. Listen, when I came in here last night, Lisa, the service, the reception that we got, it was fantastic. It was really, really fantastic. The people are here are amazing. And remember, later on this morning, we are going to be talking to Vinod Bajaj, who is the manager in charge here at Magdalena Grant.
All right, well, we're going to leave you for a bit. Maybe you can go have breakfast, grab something to eat, and come back to us a little later on. But we're going to continue in studio right now as we talk about what's trending in Trinidad and Tobago. Rishi, across there having a ball, eh?
Yes, I know. And, you can see the wonderful pool there. And then he showed us the sunrise earlier and stuff. But the pool, talking about water, today is International Water Day.
It is, absolutely. And we'll be talking about that on the program, as well as... Special Olympics, our team did extremely well.
Extremely well. If I could just pull up, so they have 56 medals in all, and we could just go into which medals they got. So they got 19 gold medals, 15 silver, and 22 bronze, which is amazing.
And you know what? We're going to be there at the airport.
Yes? Yeah, we are.
Meet them,
well, I'm really looking forward to that. I will go with you. When is it?
Okay, today.
Today? What time today?
Oh, we'll talk about that after.
Okay,
the show.
yeah, we will.
You're ready to jump in the car and go right now. So congratulations to the team right there. Something else that's trending, I don't know if you've been following it, is that whole situation with the buck in Gasparillo. Have you been following that?
No, I read up a few things on it. It's a very peculiar story. Like, what are your thoughts, Lisa? Do you believe in these things?
Well, I don't even have a clue, but I know there's someone who has a lot of information on it. His name is Stephen Taylor. He actually did a movie called Buck.
Really?
And yes, and we'll be featuring that movie on tomorrow night.
No, are we talking about the same Stephen Taylor, who is the special effects artist?
That exact person.
All right, well, that'll be very interesting.
Yes, filmmaker and special effects artist, one of our top special effects makeup artists in, I would say, the region right now.
Really?
Yeah, he has his master classes. And
he's so down to earth and so humble and stuff.
You never tell.
You meet him up in the street and stuff. He'll just talk to you on a normal level, but you wouldn't know that. He's at the top that we have in the region.
But actually, Stephen did a lot of research when he was making that film a few years ago, and he's going to be in to chat with us about it, what he found when he was researching it, and then we're going to show the film tomorrow night. So that's something to look forward to.
Definitely something
Buck
to look
is on
forward to.
TTT tomorrow evening. We'll confirm the time so you have exactly the time. Well, I think that's it for trending. When we come back, we chat with Stephen and a whole lot more here on Now.
But before we leave, we're just going to go over to the traffic that is brought to you by... All right, we'll take the break, in fact.
Reach further when you advertise with TTT, Suite 100, Next 99.1, and Talk City 91.1 FM. Whether it's television, radio, or social media, our stations belong to the only broadcast network with 100% coverage across Trinidad and Tobago. That's a fact. From Port of Spain to Point Fortin, Crown Point to Charlottesville, every household in TNT can easily access our signal. TTT remains the only broadcaster with live capability from multiple locations in the country, making us the most dependable source of information for events of national importance. Find us on any smart device at TTT Live Online. Are you ready to reach further with your advertising? Contact our sales team now. Call us at 622-4141 at extensions 2601 to 2607 or email us at sales@ttt.co.tt.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Now Morning Show here on TTT, also on Talk City 91.1 FM, TTT Live online, and of course on the World Wide Web at ttt.live. We're going to throw over to Rishi right now because he has two people with him and they're going to have an interesting conversation. And with him this morning is Mia Suchong and Joshua Mohammed, and they represent the Excellent Stores Titans. All right, Rishi, I'll leave it to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Carrie. As you said, I have Mia Siu-Chung and Joshua Mohammed of the Excellent Stores Titans. If I'm not mistaken, you are 14 and 15?
14 and 13.
14 and 13. So very young kids who will be participating in the Dragon Boat event today. Joshua, since you have the mic, let me start with you. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm nervous for the event because it's the first international event I'm doing, but I'm really excited as well because it is an international stage and it's amazing to see all these teams there, so yeah.
Are you 13 years old?
Yeah, I'm 13.
How did you get involved in Dragon Boat?
I got involved in Dragon Boat because I saw my school opening up this Dragon Boat team, so I thought I would give it a try, and I was speaking to my cousin who used to do Dragon Boat for SJC. Right. And she said I had to do it, so yeah.
You had to do it?
Yeah.
But are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's a great thing to do.
And what are you expecting out of the competition?
I'm just expecting to have fun and hopefully do well.
Hopefully do well. Mia, so Joshua is excited. How do you feel this morning?
I am super excited. I've been counting down this day for 5 months. So this to me is a fantasy because I was so excited and now it's finally here, so yeah.
Why is it so exciting for you?
Well, I grew up in the sport, so I've always kind of been around, but I've never had a passion for it. And it was only till I joined the school team that passion started to grow. So I love the sport and everything about it, and I think it's just amazing. So to be in Tobago and to see all of these new paddlers that we've never seen before in teams competing, it's just so exciting.
So you both go to school together?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how you started to interact with each other.
Yeah.
So we have about 64 teams competing. Are you all participating today and tomorrow?
Every day.
Every day? What events are you all taking part in?
We'll be taking part in the 1,000 meter open, the 500 open and mixed under 16s, and the 200 open and mixed. Yeah.
Which event would you say is the easiest one for you?
All are hard, personally.
All are hard. Mia Siu-Chung, Joshua Mohammed, thank you so very much for joining me this morning to talk about Dragon Boat and your chances and sharing your experience so far in the sport. Carrie, Lisa, exciting, and 14 and 13. I mean, I am 26 and I don't think I can do that.
But you know what? We have our very own Kent from sports across there in Tobago. And he promised, that he was going to take us dragon boating, remember? He would take us with him. Yeah. So, that's
so hopefully we can do that.
Yeah, I think we should. But right now, I don't know if you've been following the Buck issue. Rishi, have you? The whole situation.
I've been looking at some of what is being said. I mean, it's an interesting story. Too much attention when it comes to the traditional media, probably.
Yes.
Because I think, the media is supposed to be setting the agenda for what is being discussed. So,
right.
There are many national issues that we need to talk about, but for some reason, this is being given more.
I was discussing that.
Importance.
I was discussing that with a colleague this morning, and what we were saying is that perhaps people are so tired of the murder, the crime, and all of that this is like a reprieve for them. But what we're going to do is we actually have Stephen Taylor in studio who actually did research on the Buck for his film Buck, which we'll be showing tomorrow evening here on TTT. So we're going to be chatting with him now to find out what he found out when he did his research.
Well, I'm really going to listen to hear what he has to say about it.
All right. So good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, Lisa.
Carrie says that you're a real down to earth man.
Yeah,
and that's very true. For the most part, generally. All right, so you did a film about 7 years ago called Buck.
Yes.
Right? And tell us what research you did for this movie.
Yeah, so thank you for having me. Thanks, TTT, hi Trinidad and Tobago, and the world. For me, it's any project you do, it's always rooted in some kind of history.
Yeah.
And when I was doing some research, I found out about Buck. I was in Key Rep, and some guys were from Guyana. They were lost. They had a backpack and they were looking for a way home. And I remember just thinking, about the buck whole idea. And if they had a buck in their bag, that was my connection at the time. Right. I did it as a student. And doing research, I realized that there was some, history behind it. And I actually went to the streets and I interviewed people in QREP. I say, hi, can I ask you a question? And people claim to have interacted with the buck, seen the buck, described it. Some people wouldn't even mention the name when they talk to me. They didn't even want to get a credit, appear on camera, or be associated in any way. Why is that? Why? Because of the belief that it is real, and they've had encounters, and if they sort of dwell or interact in that space, that they too could be haunted by the supernatural.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand what this is all about. So is it that this person, creature, whatever it is an evil person, or what is this? What is the story behind the buck?
So there are a couple of stories. There's the Baku, which people tie it all the way back to Guyana, and there's a particular tribe that live a particular way, and they have characteristics that can be described as what people know as the buck in Trinidad and Tobago. Right. And you could go all the way back to Africa, and we could go all the way back to the character Gollum, like Smeagol, that is also described as a buck. But here in Trinidad and Tobago, the story is, some people who would have gone from nothing to wealth in a short space of time would have gone to Guyana, purchased or in some way get a buck, put it in, the basement or in the attic and feed it. And this wish-granting creature will give you wealth in return. Okay. And of course, well, with the story that we're following right now, this buck isn't giving you wealth, it's taking it.
Well, that is what was confusing me, because the story that you just described is what I'm accustomed hearing.
Right.
So I was a bit confused. And so you found, in your research, you found that both people were experiencing both things.
Yeah, they were experiencing both things, and that the descriptions vary. So, some people said it had red eyes, or it had skin that was black but matted, and but the thing is, where are the pictures? Right. There are only a few illustrations online, but there are no pictures. Nobody's really come forward until this time to actually document it and say, I have been affected by the buck publicly.
So, based on your research and the work that you did with the film, do you think there's a bit of superstition in all of this, or perhaps someone might be playing a trick on somebody? I understand the buck has a voice. It's someone. It's so easy to take a phone. Exactly. Do you think it's a bit of that?
You never know. Sometimes you have to wait until you experience something first and to say, oh gosh, I think it is true. I feel like it's wrapped up in mystery. I feel like for the first time we are really going into folklore and exploring our own rich history and culture. Right. And I want to think it's real. If people think it's real to somebody. I'm
going to leave that right there.
Have you interacted with a buck before? You ever met one?
No. What are you asking me?
I don't know.
I'm covered, as one of my actors told me once after we did a scene. Right. She said, I'm covered by the blood of Jesus, right? Ain't got time for that kind of stuff. But very seriously though, you've done a film, right?
Yes.
And it's called Buck. And is it about this scenario?
So it was done 7 years ago. So it's not about this scenario. It's done way before that. And basically it chronicles a rural taxi driver who is trying to make ends meet, working the road, as we say. And basically to expedite his tribulations, being caught in a world of debt and deceit, he encounters this buck. And, sort of making this pact for help. But that later turns into a situation that brings death upon his family.
Right. So, you just gave away the punchline, did you? Or there's more?
There's always more. There is always more.
Okay. And do you think that by watching this film tomorrow evening, people get a better understanding of what's happening now in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah, definitely. I think they'll get a version of it, and my perspective based on how my research, and just as a filmmaker, you get your little poetic license there. But I think it will also be an opportunity for us to have a sort of communal sharing of our own. We feature our local actors, Errol Sita-Hall, Errol Blood Roberts, Karina Solomon, and I could go on and on. It's a locally grown product. And I think there is such a buzz that's organic that just imagine, we're not Netflixing and chilling, we TTT and chilling.
TTT and chilling. As a matter of fact, before the film, we're going to have a roundtable discussion, have a bit of people coming in. You're going to be there. We're going to have persons from the religious community. people from intellectual community, academia, and so on, as well as man in the street. So we get a lot of views, and perhaps maybe your view. Perhaps you could Facebook us and tell us what you think, so that can be discussed before we actually premiere. I
like that, you know.
Is that, I just realized what's happening here. Is that the Caribbean television premiere?
That is the Caribbean first ever television premiere of Buck the Man Spirit.
Yes.
Directed by your boy,
Stephen Taylor.
Yes.
On TTT tomorrow, because we live local, right?
We do, and my Facebook and social media platforms have been inundated with requests.
Yeah.
We have to show it, Twitter and all of that.
Yeah.
So this is for you. Enjoy it, consume it, and which better place to consume it than, you know, homegrown.
I like that. All right, we're going to take a few messages and come right back. Harry, you loving that?
Yeah, I am.
We come right back after this.
With fixed locations in Arima, Shops of Arima, Sangre Grande, and a mobile fleet operating throughout Trinidad, Classic Launderers and Dry Cleaners cater to the laundry needs of corporate and private clientele. We offer professional services in dry cleaning, wet wash, press only, heavy starch. We specialize in not only suits, formal attire, and uniforms, but also comforters, beddings, drapes, casual wear, and so much more. Book your free pickup today at www.classiclaundrytt.com or call 667-0309. We are always happy to be at your service.
Maximize your impact when you advertise on TTT Live Online. With TTT Live Online, your brand can be seen by viewers in TNT and all around the world via our social media pages. Our audience is growing every day. TTT Live Online has reached over 260,000 followers across Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can bet they're watching. Our statistics show the live stream of the Now Morning Show reaches tens of thousands of viewers each day. Our news and entertainment pieces draw hundreds of thousands of views across all platforms. And you have an opportunity to be integrated into or featured alongside all this amazing content. Are you ready to maximize impact? Contact our sales team now. Call 622-4141 at extensions 2601 to 2607 or email us at sales@ttt.co.tt.
Crossing a highway is a dangerous practice. Your life is precious. Be road safe.
Good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago. This is the Now Morning Show right here on TTT and of course on Talk City 91.1 FM, TTT Live online and TTT.live. Now, if you're wondering what the traffic is looking like, let's take a look at this traffic update.
Today's traffic update is made possible by TrafficTT.com and sponsored by Ultimate Solutions Limited. We make it happen.
And we are on Monroe Road right now in central Trinidad. As we look at that northbound lane on the left side there, we can see that it's pretty sticky at this point in time. Number of vehicles heading from central and south toward the northern regions of the country. And we can see right now that things are getting very congested. At this peak hour on a Friday morning, it's expected around this time, but and it may get a little worse later on. But have no fear, you can take us with you on Talk City 91.1 FM, and we can keep you company until 8 a.m. Looking across in the other aisle, we can see as we pan across here right now. All right, so for those who are heading southbound against this traffic, good news for you, nothing much to worry about. There are quite a few vehicles heading in the opposite direction, but it's not too bad at this point in time. So hopefully it stays that way. But looking into the north one more time, as we see from this view here right now, it's a little bit sticky. All right, so we'll keep you updated with the traffic around the country with this traffic update brought to you by TrafficTT.com.
Today's traffic update is made possible by TrafficTT.com and sponsored by Ultimate Solutions Limited. We make it happen.
All right, and it's World Water Day, March 22nd, and Lisa already has with her a guest who is going to speak about something in regards to that. So
yes, I have with me Sarah Jade Gavaya, who is the Water Sector Specialist with the Ministry of Public Utilities. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
What's the purpose of having International Water Day?
So the United Nations has delegated today as a day to celebrate water, and it embraces that water is central to eradicating poverty and building prosperous societies. And really the theme that they've chosen this year is leaving no one behind, because it recognizes that water is a human right, and that states are obligated to take steps towards ensuring universal access to water. Globally, we are really grappling with delivering on this mandate. 71% of the world's population has access to water. In the Latin America and Caribbean region, that figure is a little bit smaller, 65%.
Do we know what it is for Trinidad and Tobago?
Yes, in the Trinidad and Tobago context, 94% of our population have some level of access to potable water.
So we're above the average.
Yes, we are. And really, we have to recognize that there are a lot of pressures that are put on supplying water to people, from climate change to environmental degradation to unplanned and even ad hoc development, and even excessive and unsustainable consumption of water. So what World Water Day allows us to do is to stop and really take stock of where we are as a country in providing universal access to water.
And what sort of initiatives would you have to commemorate today, but also to ensure that the population is aware of some of these issues with regard to conserving water?
Yeah. So today we are specifically commissioning a pipeline in between South Oropouche to Labrie. And what that pipeline is going to do is increase reliability of supply to those residents. In terms of our long-term strategy at the Ministry of Public Utilities, we recognize that solving our water challenges is complex and it's very legacy. We've been going through this for years, and there are no overnight fixes because of that. So there are a lot of things that we should be doing really to give priority to water, and all hands on deck. So the utility consumers, and not just residents, but also industrial and commercial consumers. And this sort of changing our relationship with water and changing our behavioral patterns when we interact with water as citizens and consumers.
Now, Sarah, you said that we are at about 94% people have access to water. In general, some access to water. What is it that we are doing right that other countries could probably follow the example?
I think we've done a really good job at keeping up with the fast-paced development. So we've been able to really have some good infrastructural improvements over the past 2.5 decades to really get us there. So our investments in terms of capital has been good. However, that has made it difficult for us to prioritize maintenance of those assets.
I wrote down, did you see water quality? I said, but what about water quality though? Because I know some areas do suffer from varying degrees of quality with regard to water supply.
Yeah, we do have our challenges, and that's because, again, our network is aged. The country has, some of our pipelines are more than 50 years old. So it really is a very time and capital intensive process, and even disruptive for us to make that shift in maintaining those assets.
Is that on the agenda? Is there a timeline?
Certainly. It's a long-term program to address that age infrastructure. So the experts tell us 5 to 10 years, but replacing leaks and aggressively targeting those leaks, which also impacts water quality, is definitely something that we are doing now.
On a global scale, do you have any figures to support, like what level, in regards to water quality, what level we are at in the world, and where we should be or what we are doing right?
In Trinidad and Tobago, we follow the WHO, the World Health Organization's recommended guidelines for what water quality should be if you were to consume it. And we do pretty well. We are at 98%.
Wow.
Yeah, so we do a good job. And I think the challenges that we do face in terms of water quality don't necessarily impact us from a health perspective. They're more physical, sort of brown water. And they more occur after your water is gone for a while.
So, but not in all areas, huh? I know some areas speaking from experience.
Yes.
Some areas it's like almost every day, and it also provides some level of inconvenience to users, washing of clothing, cooking, that kind of thing. So I know people are listening and saying, yes, World Water Day, we want to support, but we want clear water as well.
Yeah, certainly. I think it's all hands on deck. There are a lot of moving parts to really fixing our challenges, and we need to be each other's keeper. In Trinidad and Tobago, we actually consume double the recommended standard for reasonable use.
And what's that? What is the standard?
The standard is 200 liters per person per day. We consume 400 liters per person per day.
Wow.
Because we also have leaks in our homes, and then our consumption patterns in terms of water. So I think we all have to do our parts. We all have to be each other's keeper. It's a community and collective action for us to really change and ensure that no one is left behind in terms of water.
All right, so tell us the plans for World Water Day and how people can get involved. What do you recommend they start doing? Baby steps.
There are a lot of activities that are going to happen today, especially in the world of the NGOs. In terms of, I think today is a day for us as citizens to really reflect on how we use water and what is our relationship with water. Things like taking shorter showers, turning off taps when we use it. We have a really strange habit of using what we call a hydraulic broom, which is a hose to wash every single thing.
Hydraulic broom.
So, just taking stock really of how we look at this really very precious resource.
And especially now in the dry season, where it's anticipated that our water reserves would be significantly lower than it has been over
and
years.
that is what we are seeing. A lot of our reservoirs are actually below the long-term average capacity, which means that we're using way more water than we expected to be using. And of course, the dry season places more stress. And climate change as well places more stress on the resource. So it's just really looking at the entire value chain, from the resource to the infrastructure to the consumer, and how we could just join hands to really change our situation.
Great note for us to wrap it up and leave it there for today. Sarah Jade Govaya, Water Sector Specialist with Ministry of Public Utilities. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me. I love your brooch, your Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
Now, we're going to be celebrating TNT Talent Abroad. As I said that, Carrie, you're talking to Brian Danclair, and tell us why.
All right, I'm speaking to Brian Danclair this morning because he's the owner of Fish Fries and Things, and he's doing very well. It's one of our very own over there in the UK, I believe it is. Yes, so good morning, Brian.
Morning, how are you?
I'm doing very, very well. How are you, my friend?
I'm great, sir. Great, thank you very much.
Of course. Now, you had opened this business how long ago?
My business, Fish Wings and Things, have been open for about 7 years now.
7 years. So is that the amount of time you've been living in the UK?
No, sir. I've been living in the UK since 2001.
All right, so you have quite the history there. What motivated you to start?
Prior to that, I lived in Washington, D.C.
Right, all right. So what motivated you to start this business? Brian, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, what motivated you to start this business?
What made you start? Well, I've always had a passion and for cooking from since my boy days in Trinidad.
Well, you and I have that in common.
Sorry?
You and I have that in common.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, I don't know if it's still a pastime, but in my time, it was a pastime, and it is what, we grew up doing.
So what made you decide to take it from a pastime to a full-time?
Well, while I was in DC, I had the opportunity while I was going to university there, I had the opportunity to cook with some of the top chefs in the US.
Really?
And
you're making me a little bit jealous here, Brian.
Why is that?
Yeah, because I myself am in the food industry, and it'd be an honor for me to get to cook with some of the top chefs in America, because they really have some great chefs out there, as I'm sure you know.
Yes, indeed, yeah. Yeah. It was a great experience, and I took that on board, as my second nature.
Right.
Already knew the foundation of cooking as well, coming from Trinidad, and it was just easy for me to kind of go with the flow.
All right, so what was the journey like from your startup day to where you are now?
The journey has been, I mean, of course, I love what I do. I love entertaining, and I love cooking for people.
Right.
It wasn't. I've never seen it as a
task.
Something I didn't. It was hard for me.
Right.
It was always an easy task for me, but physically, of course, it took its toll because you'll be working long hours
on your feet
in kitchens, that are very, very hot. But you get used to it after a while, and that's the challenge. That's only the challenge. I mean, of course, when you open your own business, the other challenges come into play where there's all sorts of things, all sorts of hiccups. But you have to be prepared for that. You have to keep focused and know what the game plan is.
Who has been your support circle around you, or have you done it on your own?
I've had a lot of support. I mean, I've got my family, my wife, and my kids. I've got all my grandmother, Valentina Castillo Caballero, was one of the person who showed me a lot of love, and told me that that you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And that I took on board. That was she lived 100 years old, and that was the kind of support that I had. I had people around me with real love, and I had friends as well who were really supportive. From Trinidad, who I still maintain my friendship from since we were 3 and 4 years old.
Really, that's amazing. Well, Brian, just before we wrap up, what's the one thing you would tell somebody who is looking on right now and they may be thinking of doing what you're doing? They may be a Trinidadian abroad and maybe thinking of starting a business. What's the one piece of advice you would give them?
I would say to them that, this job is not an easy job, but the true path to independence is owning your own business, and it's to keep your focus on the great prize.
Some excellent words there, Brian. So thank you very much, Brian Dan Clare, owner of Fish Wings and Things. Congratulations on all the wonderful work you're doing, and keep flying that red, white, and black high.
We do.
All right,
Indeed,
you have a great day, Brian.
Yes, sir. You take care. Peace and love.
All right, peace and love. All right, so we have this and much more ahead. You stay with us. We'll be right back.
Reach further when you advertise with TTT, Sweet 100, Next 99.1, and at Talk City 91.1 FM. Whether it's television, radio, or social media, our stations belong to the only broadcast network with 100% coverage across Trinidad and Tobago. That's a fact. From Port of Spain to Point Fortin, Crown Point to Charlottesville, every household in TNT can easily access our signal. TTT remains the only broadcaster with live capability from multiple locations in the country, making us the most dependable source of information for events of national importance. Find us on any smart device at TTT Live Online. Are you ready to reach further with your advertising? Contact our sales team now. Call us at 622-4141 at extensions 2601 to 2607 or email us at sales@ttt.co.tt.
We're back in studio. This is Now, and I know someone is smiling because he just noticed that I have a Samsung phone in my hand, which is where I check my Facebook every morning, and he's smiling because he is the sales manager mobile for Samsung Electronics Latin America, correct?
Yes.
And Jared Best Mitchell, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Lisa. Morning. Thanks so much for having us.
And you're here to tell us all about the brand new, what is it, S10 now?
So there are actually 3 models. There's the S10 Plus, the S10, and the S10e. So I actually have the 2 models
I can't
here
keep
for
up
you.
with you all, though. What is this, an S8?
I think that looks like the S8, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we have to
twice
bring out
up.
devices.
Yes.
We have to bring out the devices because consumers are asking us to do more, and we're trying to make sure meet their needs because it's a fast-paced environment. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So tell us what about the features that
make
definitely.
This one. So what I'll actually show you compared to your device as well, just to show you the differences.
Please don't embarrass me now.
No. You have an excellent device in the S8, but if you notice, we pioneered the infinity screen starting with the S8, which is what you have with the small bezels. There's hardly any bezels on the phone, which is the back part here.
Right.
Look how much smaller it is on this device now.
Right, yes, I see
so
what
this is the S10 Plus. You have 6.4 inches.
Oh, yes, look at the difference. Yeah, okay.
Correct.
I'm trying to hide this part. It fell down a couple of times.
We even improved on the screen because displays is our forte. Like, you cannot beat us in terms of display. So
the camera works like amazing. I could vouch for that, yes.
I can show you the selfies on the S10e and it'll make you scream. So furthermore, the selfies on the S10 Plus.
So how does it progress? So it's the E and
it's
then
the E, the 10, and then the Plus.
Okay.
So what happens is that you have the E, which is the standard one, which has 2 cameras to the back, 1 to the front.
Right.
You have the regular 10, which is the 3 cameras to the back, 1 camera to the front. Then you have the Plus, which is 3 cameras to the back and 2 to the front.
Wow, so you could do a movie or so on this?
This will make you smile. You can record in 4K with your front camera.
Wow, really?
Front camera.
So the selfie mode in
and
4K.
And it's a wide lenses too. So you can actually swipe like this.
Yeah. Well, the viewers not seeing. I'm seeing.
Yeah, correct. I know. I should.
You're showing me.
You can actually zoom out a little further to actually capture more. So when you vlog now, it's just a whole different experience.
Wow. Okay. And why? What inspires these sort of upgrades from time to time?
No, well, you the consumer. So
it's consumer driven, not company driven.
Heavily consumer driven because at the end of the day, the company doesn't buy the devices. The consumer does. And again, we have been seeing the trend throughout, especially in Trinidad. We had our launch yesterday in the Gulf City Atrium, and it was a massive success. Just to give persons a little insight, we've actually been selling the phones in Ireland 2 weeks before, and we've sold several hundred pieces already. So when persons think it's the economy, I say no. Persons want to talk about how the economy is, but they want to use the best phone to do it.
Yes.
And they're buying it.
And, in terms of development and in the market and so, are you guys dominating the market now? I would say yes, right?
I would say yes.
I feel like we are a
correct.
Samsung type of country.
But we don't take the domination lightly. We always do stuff to invest. So one thing I'm happy to say is that we actually do a lot of stuff for our resellers in the market. So you can go not just to our Samsung kiosk, but many stores and see our tables, see live devices because we made that investment in the market. Because it's hard to buy a phone just looking at it in a showcase or a box. So you can actually go in a lot of places and pick up a physical device. Feel it in your hand, see how it is, test out the camera before you make a buying decision. And I think that's key to our experience in making sure that customers are able to know that they're buying the best product.
So we spoke about the camera.
Yes.
The other thing I want to talk about is battery life and charging and those sort of things.
Correct. So battery life is improved in 2 ways. So on the S10 Plus, you have the it's the 4100 milliamp battery. So it's a very large battery, will last you. But what we also did too as well is that we improved on the software itself. So a lot of things that will be running in the background that lay idle, we close it off. So the software in the background, while you're doing your daily stuff, takes care of a lot of things to make sure that you maximize your battery life throughout the day.
Okay.
And that's one of the great things that I appreciate.
And does it mean the phone doesn't get as hot? Some of these smartphones tend to get very hot when you're using it for a little while.
Yeah.
What about that feature?
No, you don't get it. So I'm a big gamer, so I have one of my favorite games on the 10 Plus, and I test it out a lot of times, and you don't have it. So this actually has a vapor cooling chamber in it. So it sounds like a lot, but it's actually a very narrow line that keeps it cool around the battery, so that when you're gaming or when you're doing activities that require a lot of battery usage, the phone does not get hot.
Is it water resistant?
Oh, since the S7.
Well, don't tell me these things. I'm one of those people who would use a phone and don't know 75% of the features.
But for the public, water
so
resistant,
this phone is
not
water
seawater.
resistant?
That's water resistant, not seawater.
Yes. So if
Just
this drops in
regular
a
water.
bucket of water, it's fine?
You're safe.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Even with
What
the
you will
charger
see-
in the back here?
Yeah, what you will see...
So I don't have to put it in rice again?
No. What you'll actually see though is that when it goes in the water for the S8, the notification will come up saying you have moisture damage, but not moisture damage, you have moisture detected. But then it's just that once you take it out, that's it. It tells you moisture detected, so you don't plug in a charger in it. That's all. It's just to let you know not to plug anything.
So you don't plug
So
the
you dry it
charger.
first, then you're able to
What
plug
happens
in.
if you plug the charger in
It
immediately?
won't charge because that's just a safety feature.
But it wouldn't damage the phone.
Won't damage your
All
phone.
right. And what about, this charger is a little fatter.
Right,
in
that's
here.
a USB-C.
Yes.
Yes, that's a little more convenient instead of, you remember with mini mini USB. You have to flip on the side which part to plug it in, no matter what, because you have USB-C on all of these.
So this one is the same, or you have both
same,
options?
USB-C.
Okay, so you migrated with the same charger.
Migrated with the same thing.
Okay.
So it's one of the excellent things. So with these devices, as I said, you have the best camera.
Yes.
So as I keep telling persons, we are the jack of all trades.
Right.
But we score 9.5, 9.9 on everything.
Well, let me see. Can I see what it looks like?
Of course. And let me show you my favorite feature. So because we have the in-hole cameras, so you have a lot of things
are going. See if the gimbal could pick it up.
So what we're actually doing is that you have a lot of things trending right now, which is our wallpaper. So people are matching the wallpaper to blend with the holes.
Right.
So for example, I have R2D2 on this one for the hole. And then if I actually lock the phone and unlock it, I have Kung Fu Panda.
Right.
I have my in-screen fingerprint sensor on this, so it actually unlocks the phone on the screen.
Okay, can I see?
Yes. So you have the fingerprint.
Thank you.
So whereas the fingerprint sensor is on the back, we actually have it on the screen now.
Okay.
And you can actually put up to, you can register the same fingerprint twice, just to make sure you have extra security.
All right. Well, so, I'll give you back your phone now. Thank you so much. Reluctantly. Thank you so much, Jared Best Mitchell, sales manager mobile for Trinidad and Tobago Samsung Electric. I'm excited. I'm really excited about it.
And we are seeing the response. I can tell everybody safely. You can go to any one of our Samsung kiosks, which is in Gulf City Mall, and then you also have it in C3, which will be later today.
Yeah.
For persons who buy the S10 or S10 Plus, we're giving you a free Samsung Galaxy earbuds.
Okay.
And the reason why you love those earbuds is completely wireless. Not only that, it holds music by itself. You don't need your phone to actually operate the speaker. 4 gigs of memory.
Wow. Wonderful. We're going to have a conversation after this.
Yes.
Just wait until 8 o'clock and we'll just have that conversation. But right now we want to cross back to Tobago. Rishi is on standby in the lovely Magdalena Hotel. Good morning again, Rishi. Hello. All right, so we're not getting Rishi up on Skype right now. Don't take him away. Don't take Jared away. I want to just hold on. I feel like I just want to hold on to that phone, right, Carrie? I was going to tell him, Carrie needs a phone. Carrie needs a phone. Yeah, but
why not take the best, right?
And yeah, I know. I really enjoy my Samsung phone. I have been using Samsung for a while now.
Right.
And I love it because of the picture quality of videos and pictures. You know that.
Yes, I know. You take a million pictures. You're probably like second after Rishi.
That's not what I meant. Okay, that's not what I meant.
No, but with the people who come and grace us on the set,
That's not what I meant. I just meant that, in the picture quality of the videos.
Yes.
Excellent.
It is.
I wonder if we can get back Rishi now it's not. Okay, so we're having I think we might do. Rishi, are you there?
Yes, I am, Lisa. Are you hearing me?
I am hearing you loud and clear now. And lovely Tobago.
Great, because, listen, it's absolutely fantastic here. And I have with me the general manager of Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort, Mr. Vinod Bajaj. Lisa, I know he's a friend of yours as well.
Oh, yes. By now he has to be. He's a friend of the show and I love him. Yes.
Good morning, Lisa. Obviously, we want to thank you, first of all, setting up this again. We certainly appreciate. I wish you were here as well. Rishi is great. Nice meeting you. Rishi,
it's an absolute pleasure. I was telling them the wonderful service that I got when I came in yesterday. And listen, the hotel is almost full today.
Yes. Well, yeah, actually, we are blessed. Hotel is full. We are lucky. We made some decision back last year and late last year. And we made some decision. We say how we're going to move forward 2019. Mm-hmm. So I think one of the decisions we made, we want to work very closely with the local groups like the Pan American Dragon Race. So we were negotiating with them for a while. So I think what happened, one of the things we said, we want to be an exclusive hotel for them.
Yeah.
And so we were getting a preferable rate. And because we have a lot of international guests coming from this event. So we have people from Canada, Panama, all over the world. So I think this was important for us. So what we end up doing, we end up filling up the hotel. And they did a great job, and we thank to them. Actually, we are full. I mean, we oversold. Matter of fact, it's a good thing to have. So with this week, we are full. So and we had a very good first quarter.
Yeah, and you said that you're full. So I must say thank you very much for having us here as well. You're full, but you still made room for us at TTT, and that is great. And so the first quarter you mentioned as well has been good.
Yes, absolutely. Like I mentioned before, I think some of the decisions we made last quarter was important. We need to make sure we stay in business, we stay aggressive, we stay lean and mean. That was my slogan. Stay lean and mean. Mm-hmm. We made some decision, and we share that with the board, and we're providing some great rate out there to the people. and obviously that paying off a little bit.
Mr. Bajaj, we have to go back to Trinidad for the news, but when we come back, we'll continue this conversation.
Okay, great. Thanks.
All right, this is Rishi Harinanan live at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort in Tobago. Lisa?
Wonderful. So we go straight to the news. When we come back, a full program for you.
Delivering more news, more often to more people. Log on to www.ttt.live.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Sandra Maraj, and this is News Now on TTT. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says Trinidad and Tobago stands tall despite not being invited to a meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump. Dr. Rowley was not among the 5 Caribbean leaders invited by U.S. President Trump, since this country was not among the countries that supported the Lima Accord. The Lima Accord was a coming together of countries supporting the U.S. to recognize Juan Guaido as the Venezuelan president. However, Dr. Rowley stands resolute.
A man's home is his castle. You're free to invite who you want to invite to your house. We can't stay outside and say we should have been invited. Since when we measuring our stature and our station by who invite us to the house?
Dr. Rowley, who this week returned from a medical appointment in the United States, cited a UN charter and reiterated the position of the government as one of non-intervention.
All members shall settle their international disputes by peaceful means, in such a manner that international peace and security and justice are not endangered.
And dealing with other matters, the Prime Minister said government has taken no position to sell Paria Fuel Trading Company. He said Paria was an asset which the government would leverage to the best possible deal in the best interest of the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
And that's why, having shut down our operation, we said that the refinery will be made available to some other entity by way of public open offerings. That would mean that such person may have money and want to get into the business. Such person may want to own a refinery. Such person may have oil available. They may have oil fields available. We don't know. That's why we've gone wide open.
He said it was incorrect for the opposition to say that the population was fooled by the government.
That we have fooled the population because we told them that the refinery was losing money, and now we're selling it to somebody who obviously will not lose money. That is not an argument. The new owner is going to be under new arrangements. They will have to find their own oil, find their own money, do all of those things, which we have done and have lost billions doing it.
For us to make meaningful transformation in the Caribbean space, there must be greater unity among communities of persons living with disabilities. This, according to CARICOM Rapporteur for Persons Living with Disabilities, Senator Floyd Morris. He was speaking at an event held in commemoration of World Down Syndrome Day on Thursday. He said steps were being taken in the right direction, but greater efforts must be made to ensure that no one's left behind.
We have to make sure that we include them in educational facilities, because education is the key to social empowerment and transformation. We have to make sure that we allow persons with disabilities to participate in the labor market, because if they get an education and they are not given the opportunity to work, you are going to frustrate them, and it is going to cause more problems in the society.
He thought it imperative to attack the negative myths often associated with persons living with disabilities.
And we need to let people know that if you have a disability, it is not contagious. You can't touch somebody with a disability and catch it. We have to also make people understand that if you have a disability, you can function as normal as anybody else. What it requires is for society to accept and to make the necessary adjustment to accommodate those individuals.
And in news of sport, the West Indies cricket team will get in some crucial pre-World Cup practice when they battle Ireland and Bangladesh in a timely ODI tri-series over in Ireland. The series begins on May 5th with Ireland facing West Indies and conclude with the final on May 17th, with all matches taking place in Dublin at Castle Avenue, Clontarf and the village Malahide. The tournament will serve as preparation for West Indies and Bangladesh ahead of the 2019 World Cup that begins in England on May 30th. While the series clashes with the lucrative Indian Premier League, the 12 or so West Indian players involved are excused and will only be considered for the Ireland trip once their respective franchises are out of the IPL playoffs. West Indies play their first match at the World Cup against Pakistan on May 31st. And that was News Now on TTT. I'm Sandra Maraj. Have a good morning.
Receive a free Kindle Fire 7 HD with Alexa features when you purchase the highly effective JJ and Friends SEA Tab Suite. Designed for students in standards 3 to 5, the SEA Tab provides interactive learning for success, digital tools for a digital generation, and has over 50 bonus apps that relate to the Ministry of Education's SEA syllabus. The SEA Suite comes with a free Amazon Kindle Fire 7 tablet along with workbooks, charts, and checklists designed to successfully prepare your child for the SEA exam.
All of my experience in education, which totals up to almost 50 years, I've never seen anything that changed the landscape the way this has.
When they have a tablet in their hands,
they become so much more engaged. It's the new pencil, it's the new paper, it's the new book.
It's education everywhere at all times.
It's totally different than the classroom that we grew up in. It's the future.
Call now 374-SEA2. That's 374-7322 or 7464-SEA.
Back, and Rishi is live in Tobago. This is Now. Carrie's in studio, Lisa with you all the way up until 8 o'clock. And of course, you can take us with you in your cars. And some of you are already listening to us in your cars on Talk City 91.1 FM. Good morning to those of you looking at us on Facebook. And Rishi, how is it across in lovely Tobago?
Absolutely fantastic, Lisa. I just got coffee. Carrie, you're not here to do it, so Mr. Vinod Bajaj decided to make me coffee this morning.
Let me tell you.
I'm happy for you.
Let me tell you, Carrie, the coffee in Magdalena, you know, there's something called, and I'm really not selling here.
Right.
I was surprised because sometimes hotel coffee could be a bit burnt, you
right,
know,
yes,
because the pot was there for long.
For a long time,
I was like, and they went, no, this is the real thing. This is the real thing. I was like, it was really nice. I know what you're tasting there, Rishi. Oh, now I'm jealous.
Now you should be. And he's also offered me to come and stay in Tobago at the Magdalena Grand for a long-term period. So Mr. Bajaj and I will be discussing that. But talking about long-term, Lisa, I know that there are some long-term plans for Magdalena Grand, and I'm glad that Mr. Vinod Bajaj is still with me. Okay. And you're going to tell me what we can expect.
First of all, Lisa, you also included. You're most welcome as well. So, anyway, so
okay, now I'm jealous.
Obviously, we are very clear. It's a long-term strategy for the Magdalena. It's very important. We need a long-term international brand. Mm-hmm. What happens when international? I think there are some people saying operator. I think operator is not always necessary. Once we have, we are operator ourselves, our management team here, pretty much. We do a day-to-day operation. It's a long-term concept. The brand will bring the people. I think that's a plan. This property is very viable. Recently, last 6 months, we have seen a lot of interest from outside, and there are a lot of different. The brand is interested, And so I cannot disclose. I don't have all the information. But I think it's definitely, we certainly support. This is very important for long-term strategy for the Tobago. Tobago cannot survive without the international brand. International brand needs to be here, and it's important for Magdalena. We certainly support that.
So there could be a rebranding of Magdalena sometime soon.
I believe so, and hope so, and I think we certainly support that, and it's important. That's my goal, my personal goal. When I came here 2.5 years ago, I want to make sure Magdalena is branded, succeed, so I can just leave quietly and go do what I want to do. I think that would be my goal. I want to see that. This is important for me personally.
And it's good for the tourism of Tobago as well. And in the short term, I know Easter is coming up.
Right.
What can we expect from Magdalena?
Oh, beautiful. Great question. Well, Magdalena, we're running a lot of special. Easter is normally very nice, busy weekend for us. And we have normally nice Easter brunch. We have activity for the kids. And so it's all the information out there, Facebook. And so Easter is a nice for the Magdalena. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so that is something to look forward to. And you were telling me on Sundays and Wednesdays, steel pan?
Yes, absolutely. Entertainment-wise, yes, we have a steel pan playing, which is very traditional here at Tobago. We have a Sunday and by the pool,
right,
and the steel pan playing, as well as Wednesday night in our Cruiser pub, steel pan play, and our international guests love it. So it's a great.
Yeah. So Lisa, so you see, we have this steel band, and tonight we also have a band, and I was already invited to be there.
You're getting it better than I did, and I'm happy for you for that. And as a matter of fact, we're going to be there once a month, so we're going to be finding out much more of what's happening in the Magdalena. But we're going to have to leave it there for now, Rish, as we head over to our big bad brother on the other side next, 99.1 FM. Good morning. Hey, good morning.
Hearing the vibes already, right?
Yeah, we always hear the vibes before we see who's there.
Yeah, there we go, Ainka. Good morning.
Good morning, Ainka.
Good morning, guys. How are you all doing this morning?
We are fine. And do you know, Ainka, this whole thing about the buck that's been going around the country?
Around the country? He touring now.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I've heard these stories.
Well,
I've seen these stories.
You're not taking me for a ride this morning with this buck, right? But the thing is that we are having the Caribbean premiere of the film Buck. We have Stephen Taylor on earlier, and tomorrow evening before there's going to be a big discussion. It's going to start at the film is actually going to start at 7:05 right after the lotto draw.
Okay.
So that's something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
And I think you're going to be part of the discussions, right?
I believe I am as well. That's the only way I want to be part of any discussion with this book. It's interesting though, because a lot of people are following the current situation but don't really know the history of it or you know, our folklore. So that's a good opportunity to tune in and find out.
Yeah, because you guys are going to be doing a lot of discussion with regard to the folklore, the religious side and so on. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
I am too.
Yeah.
I am too. Like I said, guess who I want to talk about the Buck.
So listen to me. We're premiering the Buck film here, Caribbean premiere tomorrow evening, 7:05. But we are also having the big celebration for Green Days by the River, which is happening on Easter Sunday. Right, for people. So I specifically wanted your listeners to hear us talk about that this morning, so they can tune in, because maybe some of them haven't had the opportunity to see it as yet.
Right.
And we have the lead actor in studio with us, Sudai, one of the actors. The lead actor, it's Shell. You see, I know him as Shell. It's Sudai Tafari. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm all good. Thank you for having me this morning.
Hey,
and he seems as shy as his character in the movie.
I'm a bit cold.
Well, since then, you must have had other acting opportunities. I mean, that was such a good little feature film. What happened since then?
After the movie, I had I believe I had a commercial for an insurance company, and that was it. I believe I just stopped.
Well, don't you worry. After the premiere here on TTT,
we'll see lots more of him.
It's going like boom.
Sound effects and everything, right?
Yeah. All right. So we're going to leave it there for you, Ainka, and your listeners on Next 99.1 FM. And don't forget, tomorrow 7:05, Buck premieres on TTT after a round discussion with Ainka and her team there of guests. All right, so bye.
Bye, guys. Have a good Friday.
Back you too. Bye-bye. So, Sudai Tafari, otherwise known as Shell. So do people call you Shell? Shelly?
Yeah, a lot of people around the neighborhood and stuff will be walking, Shelly.
Do you say you prefer Shelly?
Yeah, it kind of stuck with me.
Did you remain in character?
Maybe not. I'll never blow that.
Wow. And you know, people tell me, all the time. You're much taller in real, but you are much taller in real.
Yeah, Dara Haley, I met, who was acted as my mom on set. I met her and she was like, wait, should I? No, she didn't recognize me for a moment because I took my hair off and grew a little bit.
Oh, so since the film, how long ago did you guys film?
I was 15, that was 2 years, 2015.
So you're 17 now?
18.
You're 18, okay. Yeah. What was the experience like for you at 15?
That was magical. So like being able to join a movie set at 15 is like first time, it becomes the most magical thing you could ever think about because all these cameras and like you're getting to be a character and a lot of people are going to see you. So it's, overwhelming sometimes, but it's fun.
Was it something you had anticipated? Like were you in drama at school or was this just the first time on screen?
I was in and out of drama, but I didn't really like drama class that much.
Okay.
But acting naturally and stuff, it was like getting into Green Days, it was out of the blue, it just popped up. So I wasn't really taking any class or anything, so it's just a first timer.
And had you read the book?
Yes, I have.
So you knew the book before?
No, actually, I read it just before we started filming.
Okay, in preparation for filming. Yeah. How else did you prepare for the role?
Staying by myself and continue to be very shy, I guess.
Because the character is shy.
Yeah. So you kind of built over me a little bit. So.
You worked opposite some really serious actors there, like Che Rodriguez. What was the experience like coming as a first timer with some of these experienced actors?
With Che, I love Che. Like he is the second father to me. Like he's so passionate and a lot of compassion, so he really looks out for his set members and stuff.
So what were some of the things that was new to you? I mean, like a lot of the actors that came on earlier this week, they said that, they were pretty much chosen for roles that they just naturally fit into because of their natural personality. How was it for you though?
Pretty easy, because Michael Mulida, the director, like as soon as he saw me, he was like, this could be him. Because my character, it was a bit, shy, and I was feeding off of Shelley, so, we could have used him, so here I am.
Are you less shy now?
Maybe. A little bit.
Do you guys stay in touch, like the cast and crew from Green Days?
I don't really, not
really.
Much,
well, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. People go on to do their own things, and so like Michael right now is in London. Okay, so how do you feel about the film having its Caribbean premiere here on TTT in your home country?
I'm really excited because, Trinidad don't really have that much of a lease on, so much stuff internationally. And Green Days being premiered is like, it's wonderful because not much Trinidadians didn't get to see the film. A lot of people will ask me when they could see it if it's coming out on disc. So,
well, not on this DVD, but on TTT on the 21st of April, which is Easter Sunday. So you have a lunch, you go to church, you have a lunch, and then you settle down with the family at 3 o'clock for the Caribbean premiere of Green Days by the River. Sudai Tafari, what a lovely name. Do you know what it means?
Sudai means love on purpose.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming, and all success with your career.
Thanks.
Okay, as an actor. Stay right there, and Carrie, we're going to check out what the traffic is.
Yeah, all right. Let's take a look at our traffic update and see what's going on in the nation's roadways.
Today's traffic update is made possible by TrafficTT.com and sponsored by Ultimate Solutions Limited. We make it happen.
And we're in Charflair right now, and as we see here, as that light is now on green, vehicles from the Eastern Main Road are making their way toward the highway extension there. So at this point in time, things look very, very good. For those who are heading east or west, as we just take a peek onto the priority bus route there, we can see that there's nothing much to talk about as the vehicles move. They are moving freely there, and so those who are commuting from the east toward the west is free-flowing traffic, as well as those using public transportation going from Port of Spain to the east as well. There's free-flowing traffic, which is really nice for this time of morning on this busy Friday. So that's good news. Remember, you can take us with you on Talk City 91.1 FM if you're about to leave your television set at home. But for now, let's get back in studio as we wrap up this traffic update.
Today's traffic update is made possible by TrafficTT.com and sponsored by Ultimate Solutions Limited. We make it happen.
We have so many things happening here on the show this morning, Carrie. We need to take a break. You know, you have your coffee. Maybe I get some water. We'll be back after this. World Water Day, after all.
Yes, true.
When BP Trinidad and Tobago began operating in Mayaro, the community asked us to help them obtain access to tertiary education. The community was faced with several barriers to enter higher level education. There were no schools in Mayaro that offered A-level classes that were necessary to enter university, and students could not envision themselves as university students. As a result, BPTT partnered with the community to overcome these challenges. We developed the Focus program to motivate students to attend A-level classes. We enabled students to take the classes at the Mayaro Resource Center. We introduced a free bus service to transport students to schools where classes were available. In 2003, we formally launched the Brighter Prospects Scholarship Program to assist students with pursuing tertiary education. In the first day of the scholarship offer, only 3 students applied. However, more than a decade later, in 2015, the program has awarded 540 scholarships. To date, there are 222 Brighter Prospects graduates, and the program has a dropout rate of only 1%. We added 2 postgraduate scholarships after students expressed a desire to further their education beyond the undergraduate level. No other corporate entity in Trinidad and Tobago has adopted this model to develop the community in which they operate.
Welcome back, everybody, and happy Friday. It's the Now Morning Show here on TTT. And now I'm going to speak with 2 very interesting individuals who are going to talk about a ministry from Argentina, and they have done a lot of work in making positive impacts, especially to those who are involved in gangs and drug addiction. With me this morning is Pastor Hector Jimenez from Buenos Aires, Argentina, and with me is also Pastor Wesley Puray, who is here to help us translate as well, because Pastor Jimenez speaks primarily Spanish. All right, so good morning.
Good morning.
Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Encantado de conocerlos.
Oh, muy buenas tu español.
Well, you speak Spanish.
A few phrases. So, tell me about the main focus of the ministry.
Okay, well, our ministry is called Passion for Souls International, and we actually work a lot with the Latin American community. We have been doing a lot of work in Venezuela, and in Trinidad now we are having this event on Sunday, and so we have Pastor Jimenez, who is from Argentina and has worked a lot with the drug addicts and the prostitutes, and he has such a impacting testimony of his own life, which he wants to share with the nation of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, so before we get to that question, I would like to ask Pastor Jimenez, why specifically this group of individuals have you chosen to minister to?
¿Por qué has escogido ese grupo de personas como los drogadictos y esos?
Porque yo fui adicto a las drogas hasta mis 18 años, desde los 11 años hasta los 18.
Because I was a drug addict from 11 to 18 years of age. Old. Yeah.
Y yo llegué al límite de la drogadicción.
And I came to the limit of being a drug addict, to my end of my rope.
Right.
Y cuando todo parecía que yo iba a morir en una sobredosis de droga.
When it seemed as if I would die under a drug overdose.
Tuve una experiencia espiritual y mi vida cambió.
I had a spiritual experience and my life was transformed.
Tell me about the spiritual experience.
Dime de esa experiencia espiritual.
Yo robaba para drogarme.
I used to steal, rob people to get drugs.
En un robo recibo 2 impactos de bala en el cuerpo.
And when I was robbing someone, I was shot twice. I got 2 bullets.
Y escapo.
And I escaped.
Pero me abandonan mis amigos en la ruta.
But my friends, they abandoned me and when they were fleeing.
Y yo me moría.
And I was
y
dying.
elevé una oración que mi madre me enseñó.
And I prayed a prayer that my mother taught me.
Y experimenté el poder de la oración.
And I experienced the power of prayer.
Yo tuve un milagro.
I had a miracle that took place.
La bala me había dañado el pulmón.
Because the bullet had penetrated my lungs.
Y yo tuve una experiencia espiritual que no hay explicación natural.
And I had a spiritual experience that doesn't have natural explication.
Yo sobreviví sobrenaturalmente a esa experiencia.
I supernaturally survived this.
Y yo prometí que si yo salvaba mi vida,
and I promised that if I was survived from this,
iba a dedicar mi vida para ayudar a adictos y a gente que ha tocado fondo.
I would dedicate my life to help addicts and these types of persons.
Wow, that's a very, very, very strong testimony, from your personal experience.
Es un testimonio muy fuerte de tu experiencia.
So, tell me about this event and what brought you to Trinidad and Tobago.
Dime de ese evento y lo que te trajo a ese país.
Creemos que Trinidad Tobago geográficamente
we believe that geographically
está
Trinidad
sobre la cabeza de Sudamérica.
is like at the head of South America.
Y hay un texto bíblico que dice que la unción caerá sobre la cabeza.
And there's a biblical text that says that the anointing comes from the head down.
Y Sudamérica está pasando un momento difícil, casi todo Sudamérica.
South America, almost all of South America is going through a very difficult time.
Y dijo que Dios va a usar a Trinidad Tobago
and I believe that God is going to use
para que
Trinidad
se
and
encienda
Tobago
un fuego
to ignite a fire
que afecte espiritualmente a Sudamérica.
that would spiritually affect all of South America.
Y vinimos a eso.
And we have come here
Ya
for this.
estuvimos el año pasado aquí.
We were here last year.
Y algo ha pasado en Sudamérica, en Argentina, en Uruguay,
There's something that
en
has
Chile.
taken place in Argentina, Uruguay, Chile.
Y el evento de este domingo es para también afectar a Venezuela, que está terriblemente mal.
And the event that is taking place this Sunday is also to impact even Venezuela and the country.
Trinidad Tobago es un país escogido por Dios.
Trinidad is a country that has been chosen by God.
Y que geográficamente está ubicado para bendecir a Sudamérica.
And geographically it is located where it can bless South America.
Y para bendecir hacia el norte.
And even bless towards the north.
Es un país escogido, Trinidad Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago has been chosen.
Y venimos a buscar la bendición de Dios.
And we have come seeking blessings.
Y muchos acá en Trinidad Tobago serán muy bendecidos el domingo.
And many here in Trinidad will be blessed as well this Sunday for this event.
This Sunday. So the event is this Sunday.
This Sunday.
And where will it be?
It will be at the Arima Velodrome at 5 p.m. this Sunday.
All right. And how do we get into contact with you for further information?
Well, we can leave our number.
Okay.
Yeah, 338.
6753. 6753.
That's the number we can be contacted at.
Okay. Well, we will keep that number and we'll actually give it to our receptionist in the front, Noreen. And if you call the station, you could actually get that information from us, so you can contact them and get further information on this wonderful event. And it's very profound what you said about Trinidad being almost like the head of South America.
Yes.
And, I could only see blessings and good things coming out of this. And I wish you the very, very best.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. We no need to go across to Tobago, but nice meeting you.
God bless you.
God bless. Mucho gusto.
Oh.
All right, we now go across to Tobago because Rishi is waiting on standby with another guest from there. So let's see what he has to say.
Yeah, thank you very much, Carrie. I am here with the man in charge, the CEO of the Tobago Tourism Agency, Mr. Louis Lewis, and we're going to talk about tourism for Tobago because the Easter weekend is coming up and there are some long-term plans for the island. Now, one plan that was announced earlier is to ensure that there is an international brand or a major brand name behind Magdalena. That was announced by Mr. Bajaj himself a short while ago. For the tourism agency, what are your thoughts on that, and how do you see that impacting tourism?
Well, that is actually a positive development. The international brands have an appeal in and of themselves. and people tend to follow the brands. Some of them actually have the loyalty programs that cause visitors to follow that. For us, what it does, what it also will do, is to put us in that stream where people who have an affinity or association, with those brands can recognize that Tobago has that quality as well. In addition to that, it also is a point of endorsement. Other brands can follow other brands, or brands who follow other brands recognize that there is a market that has the characteristics that they can benefit from. So it's all positive.
So that is something that we can possibly look forward to. Now, as it relates to the agency itself, what is the TTA doing right now to improve tourism in Tobago?
Wow, that's a big question. We're doing. Yeah, sorry, that's a very big question. You've asked us to describe the purpose of the agency. Right now, we are very aggressive on the marketing front. We have rebranded the destination. We've launched the brand in our major markets. That's the UK and also in Germany just 2 weeks ago. And what we've also been seeing, even from, just as recent as December and January, we've been very active on placing ads and promoting Tobago as far and as wide as possible. And we've actually I'm happy to announce now for the first time that in February we actually saw 22% increase in our international arrivals. So it tells me that we're doing something right.
So what would you attribute that to?
Well, you see, it's really getting the marketing in the areas where people are inclined to travel. We studied the market very carefully. We studied the characteristics of Tobago, and we've been able to come up with what our core attractors are, and we feed right into that marketing stream with programmatic marketing. We play towards our strengths, and we play towards what the natural attributes of the typical traveler to Tobago has been, and we're now starting to see the results of that effort.
Yeah, so yesterday we would have spoken with some officials from Grenada, and they're using the hashtag Let's Go Grenada, and they said people from Trinidad and Tobago, their biggest market. Who is our biggest market?
Our biggest market, in Tobago, is Trinidad. This is what you call
outside of Trinidad.
This is what you call domestic tourism. Yeah. But when we get beyond that, when you get to the international market, is the UK. They account for a little over 50% of our arrivals. Then it gets down to Germany as the second largest, and then it fizzles down to the Scandinavian region, Canada, the USA, the rest of the Caribbean. But it gets down to smaller numbers at that point.
Yeah. And do you think that the accommodations in Tobago are up to standard to attract more and more people to Tobago?
Well, there's a market for everybody in the region, and we've been trying to pair our product with the marketing that we're doing. If you were asking us to compete with all the other Caribbean islands, of course our product is different. Some of the other islands focus on luxury, some of them focus on mass market. But our strengths, from the agency standpoint, it's not on the hotel product as much as it is on the reasons to visit. And that is how our strategy has been developed.
If you had to convince somebody to come to Tobago, what is the one single thing that you would tell them?
Tobago is blessed by nature. Everything you think of a typical Caribbean vacation, we have it here in strengths. So sun, sea, beach, soft adventure, culture, heritage, everything is right here on this little small island.
And there are places for people to go and get those things.
There's an abundance. I think we've been blessed by nature. We have very strong natural products. We have the nylon pool, we have the rainforest and the soft adventure. We have activities, a heritage and a culture and an event, a festival every single month. So you can never get bored, or you should never get bored in Tobago.
Now you have the Dragon Boat.
So many things happening in Tobago that we could look forward to, and I know that you would definitely enjoy, Rishi, as a local tourist there right now, domestic tourist. So definitely a lot to look forward to there. All right, so we need to take a short... What were you going to say, Rishi? Sorry, I cut you off briefly.
Yeah. I was just going to talk to Mr. Louis Lewis there and say Dragon Boat is taking place, and I wanted to find out if he was going down.
Yes, actually, I will be on shore, and if there's an invitation for a straggler from shore, I'll definitely be part of that.
Well, thank you very much. And yes, Carrie, I'm definitely going to have a very good day today and tomorrow.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to be working a lot, but of course, you're in Tobago. You have to have some fun.
Always in Tobago. There's always fun to be had in Tobago. But for now, we need to take a short break. So you stay in Tobago. We'll stay over here in studio. Slightly jealous still. But we have much more in our program. We'll be right back.
Ranking Production, a new era in media. Our professional services include videography, cinematography, photography, aerial videography, and television production. We provide expert coverage of weddings, concerts, sporting events, graduations, corporate functions, music videos, ads, lectures, christenings, parties, and portraits. Contact us today. Ranking Production, capturing your memorable moments in life.
Good day, sir. I came to report an incident that took place at my home in Chagonas. Can I make that report here, or do I need to go to the station close to where I live?
Yes, sir. Of course you can report it here.
The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has a one-door policy.
This ensures that all reports, when made to stations, whether they concern the particular station or not, will be recorded and passed on to the appropriate station where necessary. Our one-door policy also ensures that members of the public, when making reports, are treated with dignity and respect. It also ensures prompt action taken where necessary.
A message from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Welcome back. This is Now, and we are back in Trinidad. So we're hopping islands now, Trinidad and Tobago. Rishi's across in Tobago. Sorry about that, Rish. Just before the break, we had to jump in there because, you know, we have so much happening here in studio. As a matter of fact, you're seeing three lovely ladies with me in studio with me. What is your name?
Jessica Aguilera.
And Jessica, you're going to a very good school, you know, girl. An excellent school. Excellent school, you know. You want to know why? I went to that school too. And what is your name? And what school did you attend?
St. Monica's Prep.
St. Monica's. And?
My name is Sophia Devon. I go Rosewood.
Rosewood. So Rosewood, you go to Rosewood and you're also a member of the Rosewood Tigers cheerleaders team. And which cheerleading team is this?
The Blue Eagles.
Blue Eagles. And holy name?
HNC Blue Jaguars.
Oh, so it's actually holy name cheerleaders.
Yes.
HNC?
Blue Jaguars.
Blue Jaguars. Yes. Okay, so tell us why you guys are here, because I think you did some excellent work recently abroad.
Yes, well, we're all in different divisions, but for my team, we're in level 1. We're in the level 1 division, right? Mm-hmm. Level 1 junior. Mm-hmm. And we placed 4th overall.
Congratulations.
And it was a really good experience, especially with all the training and stuff. Our coach, Chloe, she really taught us discipline, and we learned a lot from going away and not having all of our parents there, and the independence.
So it was your first time you traveled?
Yeah. Well,
alone. Okay. What about you, young ladies? Tell us about the success of your schools.
Okay, well, my team competed in 1.1 youth prep. Uh-huh. And we came 2nd place.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Does that mean you beat them?
No.
Oh, it's a different category.
Okay,
different categories.
Different categories. And it was just an amazing experience to be there, to see all the different teams from all around the world, and it was just amazing.
And what about your school?
My team, or our team, came 6th.
You came 6th, yeah?
Yes.
But you're in top 10. Right? And how much hard work is it to become a cheerleader? What sort of training you have to undergo?
It's a lot of discipline, a lot of effort. It's very hard.
Yeah.
But once your team is there, you know, it's just great.
How many days a week do you train?
Well, coming up to competition, it's 3 days, but on a regular basis, it's like one day a week.
Yeah. And why do you like cheerleading? You're looking like, oh, that's easy stuff. Do you train more? Do you guys train harder?
We trained more often than that. We train 3 days regularly for 3 hours, and then on the days actually when we were away and we were training, we trained every single day, even the day of the competition.
How many hours?
Well, it differed every day, but I would say around average 3 hours again.
3 hours a day, yeah. Oh.
It was intense. A lot of strength training, especially because I'm a base, so there's the flyers and there's the bases.
You're at the bottom and everyone's climbing up on top of your shoulders. Oh my goodness. Do you feel the weight of everyone once they're on?
You're not supposed to.
Okay,
when they do their job, it's all well and good.
What's the secret?
Pull up, so you have to be really tight. And
core, you have to have a strong core.
Strong core, yeah.
Oh, you guys have strong cores?
Yes.
Yes. All right. And I'm seeing some footage of you guys on the. Tell us what we're looking at right now. That's your team.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And that was was that the routine that you did for the competition to win to win your place?
We did 2 routines on the floor. So we had the preliminary competition, which was more like a showing, which was 25% of the overall grade, right?
Okay.
And then there's the actual competition, which was 75%. And I'm not sure which one that was because I didn't see the whole thing. But we placed second in the preliminaries, and then on the actual competition day, we placed 4th.
You placed 4th. Yeah. Listen, 1 to 10, you all win for me. Okay? And you represented Trinidad and Tobago, so you win again. All right? And are you going to come back and do a cheer for us? You're not going to do it today because the whole team is not here, but is that something we can do? Maybe outdoors. Might have to come and record that. Yeah. It's not, you can't do it in here. It's too small.
Yeah.
We need a mat.
Yeah, you need mats because if you fall on the concrete. That's
okay. So where can we come and record you guys?
At school.
Really? You train at school?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Didn't have cheerleading, but I'll tell you what though. Can I tell you? We had cheerleading when I was in Holy Name, right? Because I was in St. Rose's. Our cheerleading wasn't like that. You want to hold the mic? Can I show you what our cheerleading was for sports day? We were like, Tutti Frutti, Punch and Judy, watch how we shake our booty. Okay, these are pom-poms, by the way. All right. Hit them high, hit them low, hit them on there. Oh, my back aches, my skirt too tight, my hip shakes from left to right, to the left, to the right, to the left, right, St. Roses. Well, that was a jump. You're looking like, what is she doing? That was cheerleading. But now it's all physical fitness, health, strength, training, and all of that. And you know who does a bit of that, guys? The people who do dragon boat. Do you guys do dragon boat in your school? No. Do you have dragon boat in Holy Name Convent? And dragon boat is taking place in Tobago right now. So we're going to go across to Tobago and check out some footage of dragon boat and maybe an interview or two in Tobago right now. Thank you.
Some of the best the world has to offer to the sport of dragon boating will be on display this weekend at the Pan American Club Crew Championships. The competition is being held by the Pan American Dragon Boat Federation, and this year it's happening against the captivating background of sand, sun and sea in Pigeon Point, Tobago.
Over 30 teams from the Federation's 4 zones, which includes regions such as North America, Central America, the Antilles and South America, will go head-to-head for the trophy. Approximately 650 athletes and 150 registered supporters are on the island for the activities, which take place at a different location once every 2 years.
I'm here with Mr. Keith Dallas. He's the president of the Trinidad and Tobago Dragon Boat Federation. And thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Dallas.
Well, thank you, Marisha, for being here with us.
Could you tell us, what are some of the things that we can expect this weekend?
Well, we're going to expect some really robust dragon boat competition. That said, that's not something that we've not had in Tobago before. What is going to be different this weekend is that this is an international competition. So we have many people who are coming in from Canada, USA, Panama. So there's that international flavor. There's also going to be, you can say the range of competition is going to be pretty eclectic. There's going to be the hard elite type athletes who are going to come down for serious racing, world standard racing. And then there are going to be the weekend warriors, the ones who have come for the adventure. As you've probably seen, Musha, on the beach there, we've got a lot of them who are what we call senior bees, 60-year-olds and so on, and they're just loving Tobago. They come in here to compete. Whatever happens, they end up in the water, they don't care. They're all part of this adventure. So, as I said, we can expect good dragon boat racing, but also great fun.
So from the perspective of your organization, what were some of the preparations that you had to make in order to have this event come off?
The first thing I think was awareness of the conditions that we have in Tobago. North Beach, Pigeon Point is far from what you would consider to be ideal for dragon boat racing. So we had to contend with that challenge to begin with. What we did is we brought down one of our friends, a very experienced guy from Canada. He's actually one of the vice presidents in the International Federation, and we colluded, and we looked at the challenges, and we sent him off to China, to the manufacturers, and together with the Maritime University in Dalian, China, they came up with a design that actually, I tested the boat out the day before yesterday, and I was totally amazed at the stability of that boat. Because one of the questions that had been asked earlier is, would the Tobagonians and the Trinidadians have a home advantage? And it would have been so had we been using the original boats. But these boats were designed specifically for Tobago, for this tournament. It's a first generation boat. It has not existed anywhere else in the world before today. And these boats have leveled the playing field.
That's good. And I know you were also mentioning about dragon boating, creating a sense of community. Could you just elaborate on that for us?
Absolutely. Again, when you see all these people from different walks of life, sometimes from different parts of an area, coming together in a boat, it's close quarters. You're literally jammed against one another in a very small space, 20 feet of space by maybe at the widest point, 3.5 feet wide. You've got to get close. You've got to establish community, and they look out for each other. And the community extends beyond simply the crews within themselves. So, for example, yesterday, these boats, because of the design, they are a bit heavier than we're accustomed to. So, yesterday I had some of the crews lifting the boats up, and then suddenly realized, whoa, this is much heavier. And there comes another crew. Hello, we'll help you. And that's how it works. That's the community in dragon boat. Oh yes, we love to meet one another. Dragon boaters are like, that proverbial person with the stick on and the little Georgie bundle on their back. Yes. And they paddle in one hand and the Georgie bundle, and they head anywhere. And we meet each other all over the world. So it's good friends. On the water, we don't know each other. It's blood and guts. As we get off the water, we hug, we kiss, and we have a great time together. It's absolutely a very embracing global fraternity.
The event was officially launched on Thursday, and the teams participated in a procession through the streets of Scarborough, drawing the attention of curious onlookers in the island's capital. The parade made its way from Tambourine Square, Upper Scarborough, to the Scarborough Esplanade.
The competition kicks off today. It will pick up steam on Saturday and come to an exciting conclusion on Sunday. From Pigeon Point, Tobago, I am Mersha Ramsey-Louis for TLTV. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Mersha. TLTV, Anton Parks doing great work for us across there in Tobago, and we just love that you guys are going out on the field so that we can see, to get a snapshot of what's happening in Tobago. And of course, it's all about Dragon Boat this weekend, Carrie.
He's across there to catch all the action live.
I want Ken to put Rishi on a dragon boat for us.
I would love to see that.
I want to see that.
He doesn't dance, he doesn't sing, but maybe he might dragon boat.
I know he loves cricket, but maybe he just might, right?
Yeah.
And we want to thank Ken for setting some of the interviews up for us. Of course, the Magdalena Hotel and Anton Parks and Mersha and the guys at TLTV there. But right now, back in studio, we're talking about cheerleading.
Yeah,
Carrie,
yeah, we are.
I know you'd never cheerlead.
No,
At least that's one thing.
I do not. I have never done it. I don't see myself ever doing it. But one thing that I have noticed that they do that I have taken part in is gymnastics, because I see that they have now, as you were saying, there's a lot of
it's no longer tutti frutti country, right?
You know, there's a lot of tumbling happening and acrobatics. You know, so
but I have the coaches with me, and I also have Ruben Ali, who's the coordinator of the Trinidad and Tobago Cheer Federation. Good morning, Ruben.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and good morning, Lisa.
And of course, introduce your coaches for me.
All right, so this morning we have with us Chloe Paulinet, who is the coach for Holy Name Convent Blue Jackals. And we also have with us Coach Carissa Bones, who is the captain for Rosewood Tigers and also the Holy Name Convent Level 2 team.
Ooh, nice.
So we have two of our coaches here, and they really would have gone to represent. And I mean, this is an opportunity that Trinidad and Tobago Cheer Federation has been using to, showcase the sport not only in Trinidad, but to represent to the world that we can do cheer. And, as being part of the International Cheer Union, what we do is that, being part of the International Cheer Union, we want to really let people know that Trinidad and Tobago is, we're doing cheer. It's not that we're coming and we're playing. We're coming and we're competing. And this competition, actually having our teams place second place and having a team coming at fourth and, different divisions, persons were looking at us. They were like, oh, the Caribbean is actually doing this.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I think our teams always do well. And it's not that we've been doing cheerleading at this level for many years, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And I want to talk to the captains now. What sort of preparation? I spoke to the children, but really from your perspective, what sort of preparations go into being so successful in such a short time?
Okay, well, I'll start. I think from a coaching standpoint, it's getting firstly to know your team and understand the dynamics of the team. Because me being the coach for two teams, Rosewood Girls as well as St. Joseph's Convent Secondary School, I would say...
so it's St. Joseph, not Holy Name.
Correct.
Right. Okay. That's all right. I love both schools.
Holy Name, actually.
Yes. It's just really understanding. Coming from, Holy Name Convent, myself, that's my alma mater.
Right.
It's just understanding what the school wants, what the children want. And I think with the two schools that I coach, the kids understand what are goals. So they set goals for the team, which actually made my job a bit easier. And I just come in and impart the technique and give them the understanding that they need to go out there and perform at an international level.
So, Chloe, you guys are competing captains, right?
Yeah, we are.
You just got a bit of a secret. What's your secret?
No, basically, same kind of thing is getting to understand your team, because obviously all athletes are different. You need to know where your strong points in your teams are and really maximize on that. And I wouldn't say I'm an easy coach either. So it's a lot of discipline that goes into it and just explaining it very well and letting the girls get a true understanding of what I expect of them, and same thing, setting goals and knowing that this is where we need to reach at the end.
I think there's a lot of misunderstanding. A lot of parents misunderstand the value of cheerleading. People historically, it's because cheerleading, with a lot of the American television shows with regard to cheerleading. But when you look at the physicality and the work that goes into preparing for some of these competitions, you want to share some of that with us?
Yeah. So under the Trinidad and Tobago Cheer Federation, they implemented a fun fitness program. That's what we use at the beginning of the warm-ups. It's a fun activity, but it's also an intense activity. It really targets those muscles. What we do also encourage is outside training. So for the Rosewood Girls, they had a day set specifically to do conditioning exercises, because our training time is so packed to just get those skills done and clean up those routines. We decided, okay, let's have a separate day. So they put in that little extra work, and you actually did see the difference coming closer to competition time.
Wonderful. And in terms of balancing cheerleading and studies, and also taking care of your body, because some people get hurt, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Chloe.
Obviously, cheerleading is a contact sport. There are going to be injuries that you're going to get, and you just need to know how to safeguard yourself. So that's why TTCF, we do implement progressive stunting, and we're very, very responsible in the safety of our athletes as well. And once people understand all the work that gets put into it and how to balance school and cheerleading, it's honestly really fun. And I think cheer is also a good way to, relax a little bit.
Relax.
No, we'll get away from the schoolwork and stuff, and it's a great way for athletes to express themselves.
Exactly.
And build friendships, and it's good team bonding, and it's a really good thing to have.
Ruben, what's the future? Because I know Trinidad and Tobago is now on the map for sure. You are probably very proud of the work that you all are doing.
We're definitely proud. I mean, this has been since 2008. The Trinidad and Tobago Chair Federation has been working, and I mean, we are really excited about the direction that we're going. With the ICU now getting provisional, which is our parent body, getting provisional Olympic status.
Yes.
We're hoping that Trinidad and Tobago will be able to produce Olympic athletes that can go and compete and really showcase what we can do and represent Trinidad and Tobago on an international standpoint.
Wonderful.
I mean, it's important that we pay attention to safety and those aspects as well, but also getting the traction that we want to get in Trinidad and Tobago. So it's really important for us.
Well, we're going to keep tabs on you guys. I want to say good morning to Yasmin Liwen, Miss Liwen Khan at St. Joseph's Convent. She's also one of the members of the chair fraternity, chair community. I know that because I see them in action sometimes. And, we're a friend of the chair Federation, and where you go, we go. So make sure and come back and share your successes with us. All right. We're going to take in a few messages and come back with our remaining moments here on Now.
Receive a free Kindle Fire 7 HD with Alexa features when you purchase the highly effective JJ and Friends JTAB Junior Suite, designed for children 2 to 5 years old and fashioned after the Ministry of Education's ECCE curriculum. It's effective and engaging. The educational JTAB Junior Suite comes with a free Amazon Kindle Fire 7 tablet, along with flashcards, charts, workbooks, board games, an erasable writing mat, and a parent-teacher's guide, all designed to stimulate your child's cognitive development.
Take that investment in their education and buy them all the jewelry and the toys later on, but ensure that you get JJ and Friends. It is really, really good.
So there you have it. A perfect solution. Making sure that they have all the tools to learn to read. What is it? JJ and Friends.
This is a special introductory offer, so call now 673-3175 or 800-READ.
We are back and live in studio. Didn't get much time to chat with you on Facebook this morning, but we'll be definitely doing that on Monday. We want to cross to Rishi right now. Carrie? Rishi?
Yeah, let's chat with our boy.
Yes.
Hey.
I am still here. I am having a good time. I don't know. Can you see me? Hello?
You look so excited. You sound so hyper.
Listen,
and I think we should just leave you in Tobago.
I know, right?
Lisa, let me tell you something. This place is absolutely fantastic. And please have me stay here a bit longer.
Is this your first time at the Magdalena Grand?
It is. And I'm so impressed.
Okay. Enjoy. All right, we're going to leave it there. We want to close off. We really want to show the video yesterday of our TTT team members all supporting World Down Syndrome Awareness Day in their socks, Carrie. Everyone came
lots
out.
of socks, yeah.
I know. I think it was wonderful to see everyone. So we're going to say goodbye. Have a wonderful weekend. Remember, Buck is at 7:05 tomorrow after Lotto live here. Buck the movie, that is. And we'll see you on Monday. Make a difference today now. Bye.
I make no apology. This is me.
show the world who we are. Shine a light so everyone could see our identity. See the way we do what we do. When we bring our cultures together, we make each other better. CariFest.
The Caribbean region has a plethora of over 500 festivals to choose from, but there is one festival that stands out from the others in terms of its rich cultural tapestry, natural heritage, sheer vibrancy and reflection of all that is innately Caribbean. CariFesta.
Our cultures represent a unique fusion that emanates from our historical underpinnings. Since the first edition of CariFesta in Guyana in 1972, this Caribbean showcase has emerged as a 10-day mega Caribbean festival of arts, which we can all look forward to with great anticipation. CariFesta embodies Caribbean integration, and it gives expression to the uniqueness of our Caribbean reality. It is here that the people of the region come together